Hello again, Year 11. So this is the 7th revision activity now. So again, we've got 9 boxes. I was hoping to get a special guest, Jake, to come in and answer some of the questions for me today, but unfortunately he can't make it. So you're going to have to listen to me, I'm afraid. What I'd like you to do is pause the screen, have a try at all 9 questions. Once you've tried all 9, press play, and again, I'll talk you through it like normal. Hopefully you're getting more and more confident with these now. On this one, I have started to pick 9 slightly different topics to what we've seen in the past in certain areas. But again, all going to be very useful, all very likely to come up in your GCSE exam, which is getting closer and closer by the day. Excellent. So you should have had enough time to answer all those questions now. So hopefully, as you start to go through it, you realise you're getting most of them correct. And if there are any issues, if there was any ones that you couldn't do, then please try to find some of them in your green books maybe, and start to develop and practice those skills so that you go into the exam really confident. If you still don't understand how it works after I've explained it during the video, come and find me and I'll give you a hand there as well. So question 1, dividing fractions. As soon as you see dividing fractions, as you all know, you think KFC. And this is just a habit we're into now. Divide fractions, KFC. Keep the first one. So K stands for keep, doesn't it? Keep the first one. Flip the second one. And change the sign. So we kept the first one, flipped the second one, and we changed the sign. 3 9s are 27, and 5 lots of 8 is 40. Okay, question number 2. As soon as you see this, in our minds, we're thinking grid method. So we set our grid up. So 4a times 3a. 4 3s are 12. A times a is a squared. Then you've got 4a multiplied by minus 2c. Well, 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. A times c is ac. Don't forget those letters in alphabetical order, please. That gives me 12a squared minus 8ac. Question number 3. Hopefully you all know what the shape's called. It's a parallelogram. And don't forget, to find the area of parallelogram, you do base times height. So on this one, we were doing the base, which is 8, and the height of 3. 8 3s are 24 centimetres squared. Be extra careful in the exam there. Sometimes they're quite sneaky, and they do give you the length of the diagonal line. We don't want to know the diagonal line. We want to know the height between those two there. Okay? Question number 4. Fraction of an amount. Fraction of an amount. Again, we're in those good habits, aren't we? We see those sorts of questions, and we remember divide by the bottom times by the top. So 56, divide by the bottom, and then we times by the top. So the answer should have been £35 because we divided by 8, so we divided by the bottom, and then we multiplied by the top, so we multiplied by 5. Question 5, sharing £120 into a ratio of 7 to 4 to 1. Well, the first thing we do, if you think about it, what we're actually doing is giving 7 to you, 4 to you, 1 to you. 7 to you, 4 to you, 1 to you. So each time, we are actually sharing out £12. Okay? So every single time, if I'm sharing 7 to you, 4 to you, 1 to you, 7 to you, 4 to you, 1 to you, we're sharing £12 out every time. So by doing 120 divided by 12, we can actually find out how many times we can do that share before we run out of money. So if I share 7 to 4 to 1 10 times, that's my £120 used up. Well, the person getting 7, they get £7 on 10 occasions, so they get £70. The second person, who gets £4 each time, if they get £4 10 times, they get £40. And the last person who gets £1 each time, they obviously get a total of £10. Now, we can check we're right because what we can look at is if my 3 people, if one person's getting 70, one person's getting 40, and one person's getting 10, does that add up to the £120 that we had to begin with? Obviously, the answer is yes. Therefore, we know we've got that one correct. Do practice sharing in the given ratio if that is something that you struggled with. Question 6. Again, very similar to a question that was on a paper not that long ago. Good habits. First thing we're going to do is we're going to draw my grid, and we're going to do 120 64 pence. And that's being multiplied by 13. So 10 lots of 100 is 1,000. 10 lots of 60 is 600. 10 lots of 4 is 40. 3 lots of 100 is 300. 3 lots of 60 is 180. And 3 fours are 12. We add those together. And we get 2, 2, 3, 2. So 2,232 pence. So obviously we need to put our pound sign at the beginning and our decimal point in. So we get £22.32. Question 7. Find the area of a triangle. Again, they're a bit sneaky. They give us this diagonal line. That's a trick. You don't need it. To find the area of a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. Well, the height is the 8, isn't it? So the height's the 8 and the base is 12. So 12 times 8 is 96. So then 12 times 8, or divided by 2. 12 8 to 96. Divide that by 2 and we get an answer of 48 centimetres squared. Okay, number 8. Averages, mean, mode, median and range. Key to remember here, you need to make sure you know what the mean is, what the mode is, what the median is and what the range is. To find the mean, we need to add them all up and divide by how many there are. So 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 and so on, and then dividing it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 numbers all together. So I add them up and I get 1, 2, 3, 7, 14, 15, 19, 24, 28, 29, 37. So I get 37 and I'm dividing that by 10, which gives me a mean of 3.7. The mode is the most common number. Now, because I'm finding the mode and the median, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put these numbers in order first. So I've got 3 ones. I've then got a 2. I've got 3 fours. I've got 5, a 7, and an 8. Now, the mode is the most common number. And if you look at that carefully, we've actually got 3 1s and we've got 3 4s. So my mode is 1 and 4. Okay? The median sounds a bit like medium, doesn't it? So that's how I remember it. So medium, middle, median. So we're finding the one in the middle. So if you start on both ends and work towards the middle, and we keep crossing them off until we get there, we actually find that the middle 2 numbers are those 2 4s there. Well, in between the 2 4s is 4, so the median is 4. Range, highest take lowest, so it's 8, take 1, which gives me a range of 7. Okay, finally question number 9, factorise. Factorise, this question here is the opposite to this question over here. So it's opposite to your expanding brackets. So I'm going to draw a grid, and I know that in that box I get 12a squared, and in that box I get 16ac. So what number goes into both 12 and 16? Well, 1 does, but obviously that's not going to help. 2 does, and 4 does. So we choose the largest number that goes into it, which is 4, and that goes on the outside. Then let's see if I've got anything else in common. Well, this one's got a squared, that's got an a, and that's got a c. So they've both got an a in as well. Okay, so that can also go on the outside. The question then becomes, 4a multiplied by what gives 12a squared? So 4 times what gives 12? 3. A times what gives a squared? And the answer is a. Then you're asking 4 times what gives 16? So 4. And a times what gives ac? So it's just c. So to factorise it, we've actually got 4a brackets 3a plus 4c. Okay. Now that last one might be something that you need a little bit extra practice on, so don't be afraid to go away and have a bit more practice on those and come and find me if you're still stuck. Thank you very much again for spending the time to watch the 9-box videos. These are going to make a difference, so do keep tuning in and watching them, and also look out for the other ones where we actually look at specific topics. If there are any specific topics you'd like a video on, please let me know and I'll get one of those sorted out for you as well. Thank you very much.